Welcome to Wellness by Degrees. Today we'll be doing a full body gentle mat class. So let's get started. To start out, find a comfortable seated position. So you might have the legs crossed, you might be sitting on the shins, you might have the legs straight out in front of you. If you want, you're welcome to put a blanket underneath the hips so that you have a little bit more padding there. From wherever you are, begin to breathe. You're welcome to keep the eyes opened or closed. We'll sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back, and put a slight tuck in the chin. You're welcome to have the eyes opened or closed here, whichever is more comfortable for you. First, bringing awareness to the breath, and then beginning to deepen it. Being aware of the sounds and sensations around you, but not focusing in on them. Allowing the chest to expand on the inhale, and releasing all the air on the exhale. Breathing up into the shoulders and down into the stomach. Trying to find length through the neck and the spine. And then beginning to bring more movement into the body. So you can keep your hands wherever they are, in the lap, on the knees, or by the sides. On the inhale, we're going to turn the head to the right, just going as far as your body allows. And taking several deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale and exhale, turn back to center and go the other way. Taking several breaths on this side, making sure that your posture is still nice and long. Stretching as deep as the body allows. Going to a point of a stretch, but not of pain. On the next inhale, prepare, and exhale back to center. We're going to do that again. First going to the right with the option for a deeper stretch by tucking the chin down towards the shoulder and maybe bringing the hand up, pressing gently on the back of the head. Breathing into the stretch. On the next inhale, come up, and exhale, come back to center, moving to the left. Option to tuck the chin down towards the shoulder and bring the hand up if you'd like a deeper stretch. Taking several breaths here. And then on the next inhale, come back up and exhale to center. From here, on the inhale, we're going to lift the chin. Think of keeping the back of the neck long, so it's almost as if we're lifting up rather than leaning the head back. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest. Doing several of these. Inhale, lifting the chin. And exhale, tucking. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale. From here, we'll move in a circle. So we'll just start to go whichever direction we want. If you want, you're welcome to bring the hands up to assist. Trying to connect the breath. So maybe inhale through half the rotation and exhale through the other half. Or you're welcome to keep the hands in the lap. Doesn't matter which side you went to, we're going to do both sides. You might pause if there's an area that feels particularly good and take a couple deep breaths there. And then keep going. And when you're ready, start to rotate in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. Take a deep breath in and exhale all the air out. From here, bring the hands to the knees if they're not already there. And we'll do some cat-cows. So on the inhale, we're going to arch the spine, lifting the chin, keeping the neck long like we did before. And on the exhale, we're going to round, really pushing into the legs, rounding through the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Moving at your own speed, connecting breath to movement. We'll do several more of these. Finish whatever rotation you're on. And then coming back to center. On the inhale, we'll bring the arms up. And exhale, bring one behind you and one in front, facing the right. Breathing into the stretch. If you want to go deeper, you're welcome to bring the left hand to the knee. You might look behind you. And then from here, we're going to start to walk the hands out and around. So we're trying to keep both hips on the ground. We're just reaching forward towards the right side for a deep stretch. From here, come all the way back up, putting the hands on the knees. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, leaning over towards the left. So you might just bring one hand in front, one hand behind. Just look to the side. Or to go deeper, you might look behind you. You might bring the right hand over to the left knee. Breathing into the stretch. Rotating through the spine. And then as you unwind, start to walk out over towards that left side, walking slightly forward, and then while trying to keep both hips on the ground, leaning into that side. Taking a couple breaths through the stretch. And then walking yourself back up to center. From here, we're going to move on to the hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees for whatever reason, you're welcome to put a blanket underneath the knees. If this hurts your wrists, you can always roll up the mat a little bit in the front so that it puts less pressure on the wrists. But from here, we want to make sure that the wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders and the knees are stacked underneath the hips. We want the knees and the hands slightly apart. Knees should be about hip width apart. Take a breath here, and then we're going to move into some figure eights. So we'll start to go towards the right shoulder, and then we'll roll around towards the left shoulder, and then back towards the right hip, and then the left hip. So you can go as far forward and back as you like. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just kind of move through a rotation of the hips and shoulders. Remembering to breathe with the motion. And then when you're ready, switch directions. So we'll go first to the left hand, then over to the right, back towards the left hip, and over to the right. And then when you're ready, let's take a moment. You can walk the knees out a little bit wider than hip distance, or you can keep them together. We're just going to draw the hips back and stretch the arms out, moving into child's pose. Stretching through the shoulders. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale, start to come back up. Bringing the knees back together. And we're going to bring first the right foot back, stretching it out behind us. And then if you want, You're welcome to try lifting it off the ground. We're trying to keep the hips even here, squared off. If you want more of a balance, you can bring the left arm out. And then exhale, come back down, switching sides. So left leg goes out. You might lift it off the ground while keeping the legs or the hips squared off. And then right hand is welcome to come out as well for more of a balance. Keeping the abs engaged, keeping the spine long. And exhale, come back down. Switching sides, so whatever is your comfort level, go to that. We'll do this a couple more times. It's not about getting the foot really high, it's more about balancing and grounding. Exhale, come down, switching sides. Let's do one more to each side. Going at your own pace, but taking several breaths on each side. Great job. From here, press back into child's pose again for a couple breaths. Then inhale, either come to hands and knees, or you can press up into a downward dog. Exhale, we're going to bring the right foot forward and come down onto the left knee. Inhaling, the arms all the way up. Take a couple breaths here. And then exhale, we're going to twist over towards that right leg. So bring hands to heart center. You might stay here. Also an option to twist over, either connecting that arm or elbow to the knee or not. So I'll just stay somewhere in between. You're welcome to go as deep or as little as you like. You might not bring a twist in here. Taking a couple deep breaths, trying to keep the hips squared off and balanced. Inhale, come back up. Stretch the arms up. You might lift the gaze. And exhale, come back down. Set the hands down and step the foot back, either onto the knees or back into downward dog. Bringing the opposite foot forward. So left foot comes forward, right knee drops down. Inhale, the arms come up. Taking a couple breaths here. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. You're welcome to stay here for several breaths, or if you want, you can start to incorporate a twist. Either hooking the elbow to the knee or keeping it floating. And exhale, come out of it. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, plant the hands and step that foot back onto hands and knees. From here, come back up into a downward dog. It's okay to have the knees bent here. And we're going to walk the feet all the way up to the hands and then through, coming into a seated position, bringing our feet out in front of us. From here, sit up nice and tall. It's okay to have a slight bend in the knees. We're really trying to lengthen the spine here. Pressing the hands down by our sides into the ground, tucking the chin and drawing the chest forward. So this is Dandasana, or staff pose. This really helps with flexibility and posture. So focusing mostly on the upper body, focusing on drawing that chest forward, on tucking the chin, and on sitting up really tall. And again, if the knees need to bend to do that, go right ahead. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. And then on the next inhale, let the arms come up. And exhale, you might fold forward. If you fold forward, it's okay to have a slight bend in the knees. We're reaching for the toes. So whatever that looks like for you, still trying to keep the spine long. Great job. And then from here, we're going to bring the left hand over to the right foot, and the right arm is going to go back behind us, and then lift the chest up towards the right. So we're doing a slight twist here. If you want, you can just keep that right hand on the hip, or you can bind it around the back for a deeper stretch. Inhale, let's walk the hand back, walking over to the opposite side. So right hand comes to left foot, and then we're bringing that other hand either to the waist or behind us. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And then exhale, unwind. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, release, bringing the hands behind you. So we're going to move into a bridge pose. So you might bring the hips slightly forward, plant the feet solidly, and work your way back down onto your back. So laying all the way down, we're going to bring the feet in towards the hips as much as possible, pressing evenly down into the ground, and then starting to roll from the tailbone up the spine, lifting the hips up, pressing the shoulders and hands into the ground, and breathing here. We'll hold for 5 breaths, so take about 3 more. And then slowly start to roll down the spine. Great job. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, start to roll up, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips, pressing hands and shoulders into the ground. Taking about 5 deep breaths here. And then exhale, start to roll down the spine. Okay, let's do that 1 more time. So inhale, roll up, and take 5 deep breaths. And exhale, roll back down. Great job. From here, start to tuck the legs into the chest, and you might roll side to side. On your spine, you might tuck the chin in, and then you can also roll up and down if you want, or you can just flip over onto your side. Take a couple of breaths here, and then gently press yourself up to a seated pose. Great job. From here, you're welcome to sit up nice and tall, Maybe close the eyes and just take a moment to breathe. And as we come to the conclusion of our practice, you might stay here, allowing yourself to breathe. Or you might return to your back, moving into Shavasana or corpse pose. Wherever you are, allow your body to relax fully and completely. Allow the mind to relax. Allow the breath to relax. And just take a moment to be in the moment, exactly where you are. Bless me. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like, or when you're ready, you can begin to bring movement back into the hands and feet. You might stretch. And when you're ready, begin to make your way back up into a seated pose for the last time. Bringing the hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Let me know what you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Hi everyone. As you can see, this is the first video that I've tried to film in a park. I'm still playing with the sound and lighting, but if you enjoyed it, let me know, comment or like, and I'll start to make more like it. Thanks.